I appreciate the willingness to be considered and you're asking for my help, but at this time, I'm not able to give you that help. I'm really glad that's important to you, and I think it's important that you go and attend. But no, I am not going with you. What is it exactly about the concept no that I've failed to understand over the years? As a child, I heard no and I understood no. There were times when no was necessary, asking for different things or wanting permission to do certain things or doing risky behaviors. No. I remember once at a county fair, I wanted to play the drag lines and get one of those prizes with the big crane that goes down and grabs something. And my dad kept saying, no, no. Finally, he got tired of my asking, gave me a dime. It was great. I went and tried it, and nothing. No is appropriate at times. And there were other times that the word no came up quite a bit. It came in a religious context. Quite often we may want something or want to go somewhere, and my mother was the one who used no quite a bit in that religious context. No, that's not right. No, you can't have that because we need to give that to somebody else. No, it's important to sacrifice because that is what our faith, our Christian traditions tell us to do. So no, behave yourself. Think of other people. Quit thinking of yourself. No, that's not important right now. So I got to no. And it seemed in some ways pretty simple, in other ways pretty frustrating. So as I grew into adulthood, one of the things that I said that I probably wouldn't do a lot of, at least in my head, was use the word no to stifle some of the curiosity of my children. And I usually, if they asked for something, instead of saying no, would say, well, how do we go about doing that? What's your idea? What's your plan? Maybe one of the times I should have said no, but I didn't, is we went on a Disney cruise. We didn't have the finances, so some loans got taken out, but an experience because both of the daughters were figuring out how to get to where we needed to go to get on the cruise ship and all of those sorts of things. But one thing that I really didn't learn about saying no was that whole idea that came about with being a pastor that, well, if somebody needed something, they would contact me. And part of that old understanding that if I was available and if I had to sacrifice something to help somebody else, that was the proper thing to do. And so by not saying no to many of those things, I at times would get a little bitter or resentful. I wouldn't show that to the people. I kind of hid it. But it didn't do me any good. And maybe not only didn't it do me any good, it might not have done the people asking any good either, because people are capable and competent. They can figure things out for themselves. You know, that idea that, well, you know, you've got to sacrifice things because Jesus sacrificed for us. Did he really? Wasn't his purpose or his passion in life to do exactly what he did? And I think he said no quite a bit. He said no to those who wanted him to be a political, military, or religious leader. He said no to the distractions that were going to take him away from being who he was and living out his life the way he was intended to do. To quote Marie Kondo a bit, if it doesn't spark joy, get rid of it. Maybe we should be saying no, and I should be saying no to those things that don't spark joy within me. Because then I get to be more creative, I get to have more fun, I get to run around with a kick sled, I get to do all kinds of different things. To quote, and it seems appropriate being out here in the cold, the lyrics from probably the most popular song in the movie Frozen, Let It Go. And Elsa, who had all these powers, tried to keep them under wraps for a while. And finally, she got, so to speak, exposed or found out, and part of the song lyrics of Let It Go. It's time to see what I can do, to test the limits and break through. One thought crystallizes like an icy blast. I'm never going back. The past is in the past. It's important to know no. When to use it and when not to use it. When to use it to maybe set some boundaries. When to use it to maybe be a little more understanding of other people and understanding in a way that helps them develop their gifts and talents. I'm going to go and spark some more joy with my kick sled. Thank you for watching.